Hey friends, and welcome back to the channel. Today we've got some super fresh and exciting news about Garten of Banban 8. So get ready because this video is packed with reveals, clues and theories. In fact, just in the past few hours, some brand new official messages from Faris, one of the developers of the game, have been posted on the Discord server, and we're going to analyze them together, and one of them confirmed a new official video. And that's not all. In this video, we'll also talk about the final trailer of Garten of Banban 8, which is now coming very soon. All the signs are there. We saw in the previous days that there are a lot of clues. Everything points to the fact that we're almost there. The wait is nearly over and we'll be ready to catch every detail. But before we dive into all the analysis and surprises, I have one small favor to ask that means a lot to me. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and drop a like on this video if you're also totally hyped for Garten of Banban 8. On my channel you'll always find updates, theories and deep dives on everything related to this game, so if you want to stay one step ahead, you know what to do. And now it's the time to start with the analysis. And here we are, finally diving into the juiciest part of the video. Now let's analyze the first official message that Faris wrote on Discord. In this message, a user asked a very interesting and direct question: will Flambeau be a friend? A simple question, but one that hides a lot of implications for the storyline of Garten of Banban 8. Faris, as always, was super mysterious in his answer. He said he can't answer that question. But wait, that kind of reply, which sounds neutral, actually hides a lot of meaning. In fact, even though Faris didn't give a clear confirmation, we dedicated fans already have some important clues that allow us to build a very solid theory about this character, and especially about his role. So, will Flambeau really be our friend? Well, here's my personal theory based on all the clues we've gathered so far. Let's start with one detail that many people have noticed. Flambeau is also called Anti-Devil. That name is definitely not random. It's a clear contrast to Banban, who has been referred to as the Devil. Now, if we take a look at the fourth teaser trailer, there are quite a few signs suggesting that Banban will be our antagonist in this chapter. The atmosphere, Banban's expression, the menacing tone, everything points to the fact that this time he won't be on our side, and this is where Flambeau comes in. If Flambeau is the opposite of Banban, if he's the anti, then it makes sense to think he might be on our side. In other words, if Banban is against us, Flambeau could be our ally. That's why I strongly believe that Flambeau will be our friend and not an antagonist. The story seems to be heading in that direction and everything lines up perfectly. But hold on, because this is just the tip of the iceberg. There are still other hidden details, other clues and connections that support this theory and help us discover even more about Flambeau's mysterious role in the game. Now let's go even deeper and take a look at several other key factors that strongly support the theory that Flambeau won't be our enemy, but instead he'll be a crucial ally in Garten of Banban 8. There are at least 3 major reasons we absolutely need to consider, and they all lead us to one clear conclusion: Flambeau cannot be an antagonist. Let's start with the first factor, which is maybe the most obvious but also the most overlooked by many. Flambeau was the playable protagonist in Chapter 0, the official prequel of the game. In Chapter 0, we actually played as Flambeau, and everything that happened in the story was experienced through his eyes. Now think about it. Does it make any sense to turn a character we played as into an antagonist in the next chapter? Absolutely not! That would be a strange narrative decision, almost illogical, because it would break the bond the player has formed with that character. That's why the fact that Flambeau was the playable character in the prequel is a very strong clue that in Chapter 8 he'll be on our side. Now let's move on to the second factor, which is even more interesting. Flambeau is a direct victim of Banban. Yes, exactly. At the end of Chapter 0, we saw that Banban imprisoned Flambeau in the closet, so Flambeau has personally suffered from Banban's cruelty and might even hold a deep grudge against him. But let's be clear, that grudge is aimed at Banban, not at us. We didn't do anything to Flambeau. On the contrary, we might be his only chance at freedom and revenge. So why would he ever want to be our enemy? It makes no sense at all for Flambeau to become an antagonist toward us, especially when Banban is the one responsible for his suffering. And now the third factor, which directly connects to what we mentioned earlier. If Banban is our antagonist, then Flambeau, who represents the opposite of Banban, will very likely be on our side. So when we put all these elements together, we get a very clear picture. Flambeau is on our side. And now let's move on to another really interesting part, because it's all about the release date announcement of Chapter 8. Among the various official messages Faris posted on Discord, a user asked Faris directly if the release date of Chapter 8 will be revealed along with the trailer, and here comes the official answer confirming something super important. No, the release date won't be revealed in the trailer, but instead in a separate video. And for those who have been following the Euphoric Brothers for a while, this is not a surprise at all, because in reality this has been a tradition that repeats with every chapter. If you think about it, in all the previous games, the release date was never revealed in the final trailer, but always in a separate video, published afterwards. And that's not all, there's also a clear pattern. Usually, this famous video announcing the release date is published a few weeks after the release of the final trailer. So, for Chapter 8, we can definitely expect the same approach. First, we'll get the trailer, which, as we said before, could drop very soon, and then, a few weeks later, we'll get the video announcing the official release date. But wait, there's more! These release date announcement videos from the previous chapters all had one thing in common. They always showed the iconic Banban family mural, an image that never fails to give us chills. Only Chapter 0 broke this tradition, but all the other main chapters included that mural in the release date video. So this time too, with Chapter 8, we can expect to see that mural once again, maybe updated with new characters or hidden details. And that makes the wait even more exciting, because not only will we learn the date, but we might also discover extra clues, visual teasers, and maybe even new narrative connections to the rest of the saga. So get ready! First the trailer, then the release date video, and finally Chapter 8 will be in our hands at last. And now, it's finally time to talk about the trailer. Yes, you heard that right, the wait is almost over. After weeks and weeks of theories, cryptic messages, hidden clues and deep analysis, we're almost there. Only a few more days and we'll finally discover all the new updates connected to Chapter 8 thanks to the official trailer. The Euphoric Brothers haven't revealed the exact release date of the trailer yet, that's true, but listen up, we already have all the clues we need to understand that it's coming very soon. Many of the messages posted over the past few days, the ones we also analyzed in previous videos, clearly suggest that the trailer is ready and about to be released any moment now. And let me tell you this, I'm convinced that this will be the best trailer ever released in the entire Garten of Banban series. Yes, seriously. Because Chapter 8 is already shaping up to be the most complete and most ambitious chapter of the whole saga. From a graphics standpoint, we've already seen small improvements in Chapter 7 and even more in Chapter 0. And now, with Chapter 8 on the way, we can expect a true visual evolution. New environments, new animations, better lighting, more detailed models, everything points to a huge leap in quality. And in terms of gameplay, there will probably be new mechanics, more interaction, and maybe even choices that affect the story. So, the trailer won't just be fun to watch, it will also be a window into the future of the game. So get ready, because when it drops, it's going to be a truly special moment for the entire community. Stay tuned, because in the next video, we'll break down every frame, every detail, and every hidden symbol in the Garten of Banban 8 trailer. And we've reached the end of this video! Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. We've analyzed official messages, theories, clues, and most importantly, we got ready for the arrival of the Garten of Banban 8 trailer, which is now really close. Make sure to stay tuned to the channel, because in the next few days, there will be new videos, new theories, and tons of news you absolutely don't want to miss. As always, if you enjoyed this video, leave a big like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything that's coming soon. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.